neighbors. And so we are excited to get to transform this campus and make it a destination and invite the public in.
Yeah, excited would be one way to describe a $100 million investment in this new entertainment, campus transformation, entertainment district. I mean, that's commitment right there. And I mean, hats off to you all for doubling down, tripling down. I don't know. This is a big investment in the city of Dallas. So
we think it's a pretty big deal. And when we moved here about a decade ago, it was June 2008 when we announced that we would be moving our headquarters to downtown Dallas. Mm-hmm. And we looked for ways to integrate into the community. We did the naming rights, obviously, over at AT&T Performing Arts Center. Mm-hmm. Fast forward several years later, for North Texas, we gave the naming rights over at the Cowboy Stadium, now AT&T Stadium. So this made sense for us to do as well.
The AT&T Cotton Bowl, I mean,
absolutely.
The globe is everywhere.
We like our branding to be everywhere. We value our customers and want to give back to our communities in many ways, and this is another way that we're hoping to do that.
One of your trucks was in my backyard a few weeks ago, so you all literally are everywhere in the city of Dallas.
But I think it's easy for us here in Dallas to think of AT&T because it does have such a local feel. It feels like just a local partner. We know you are kind of our face to AT&T, but you are a global company all over the world. You are selling, obviously with this merger that is upon us, you're going to be even bigger part of the global community. But it's great having a global brand like AT&T here. And I'm not sure that we always, as a local community, really, because you guys do such a good job of making it feel local, that we always value what that means.
Thank you, Shawn. We want to feel local, so that's a huge compliment. We are in lots of places, but we want to focus on Dallas in this case. And many of our other communities, we want it to feel the same, where our customers and vendors get to know us personally.
We are chatting with Angela Ross, Vice President of External and Legislative Affairs with AT&T. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I would like to break down what the expansion is going to look like, what it's going to mean for downtown, and how it fits into some of the other priorities the city has. So we are going to take a quick break. This is Deconstructing Dallas. We'll be back right after this.
Hey everyone, it's your pal Ryan here. What if I told you that you could spend 6 weekends this fall at the most family-friendly venue in town for just $99? That's right, for just $99, you too can be a part of the fun by purchasing your SMU football season tickets. For just $99, you can see some great action at Ford Stadium with games against the University of Houston, Navy, and those doggone pesky TCU Horned Frogs. The kids are going to have a blast meeting our mascot Peruna, and Mom and Dad are going to get to enjoy some time on the beautiful SMU campus and watching some great up-and-coming talent on the field. So join the herd. Go to SMUmustangs.com or to call 214-SMU-GAME and ask for your very own $99 season tickets today. Again, that's SMUmustangs.com or 214-SMU-GAME. We'll see you at the stadium. Pony up. Welcome back, Deconstructing Dallas. Ryan Trimble, Shawn Williams, sitting here at AT&T's worldwide headquarters with the great Angela Ross. Angela, thanks again for joining us today, taking some time to be with us.
Of course.
Let's dive a little deeper into what this destination campus remodel is going to be. Before we got started, when we walked in, you showed us a really cool video, kind of a 360 video, interactive, showed some of the restaurants, showed the grounds, and then kind of the expanded view. So tell us what this thing is going to look like.
Well, I'll start by saying it's going to be fabulous.
Clearly.
We are at the point where we finalized our designs, and we finalized the designs to transform 4 buildings that are right downtown Dallas. If you think about Commerce, Ackerd, Jackson Streets, that's where our campus is. And we are anxious to make it a destination. And it's going to be an urban tech campus with restaurants and retail. We're activating the bottom of each of those 4 buildings with space for retail stores, restaurants. In fact, in the building that we're in right now, Whitaker Tower, we have contracted with Richard Ellman, who is a local restaurateur, and he is creating a concept for us called Hawthorne, and it's going to be opening in December. So that will be the first of several other restaurants that we'll be unveiling over the next several months.
Very cool. And Shawn, our technical expert on the show, is going to post this video into the podcast, into this episode notes, so our listeners will be able to see it. But that is really cool. I mean, I'm excited to see this place when it's finished, or whenever I can come down and grab a bite to eat with you, Angela.
Sure.
I saw this double-decker restaurant shopping experience, some interactive art, so that there are some really cool features.
Yes, and one of the things that I'd like to point out, because we are conscious of being sustainable and environmentally friendly, we will have 3,500 square feet of green space with water features, on-site recycling, smart irrigation, those sorts of things. So we're trying to be very deliberate about how we renovate inside and outside for our campus.
And just so everybody knows, I mean, you have 5,800 people that work here on a daily basis, and thousands more that come through here. This isn't just for AT&T employees, right? This destination campus expansion.
Ryan, I'm so glad you picked up on that. We will have a liquid garden just for you to come on in and relax and have an adult beverage with us after hours. Yes, but seriously, we'd like to invite the public in. This is for our workers at AT&T, but it's also for our neighbors and friends who've been very instrumental and supportive of us getting to this point. We know that this is their community, and we want them to come in. We want tourists to come in when they come to Dallas. Again, a destination.
And I've seen, on the renderings, there's a large television screen where you can come, and on the renderings there are games on. I've also been an advocate, as you know, of during the AT&T Byron Nelson time having the tournament on. So you can come down, and if you can't make it out to Trinity Forest, which hopefully everybody can, but if you cannot, we can come down to the AT&T Discovery District and watch the golf out there.
Well, that's one of
I'm like giving you a new job.
Yes,
kind of like planning a new event.
Well, that one sounds fun too, Shawn. So we are planning a video board at the corner of what we know today to be Ackerd and Jackson Street. And by the way, this probably is a good point to mention that there are 2 streets that currently dissect our campus. And we worked with the city, Downtown Dallas Inc., DART, and several of the other local businesses to make some changes so that our campus is more pedestrian friendly, more walkable, bikeable, consistent with the 360 or the Downtown Dallas 360 plan, enabling a more pedestrian friendly environment downtown. So we have to give hats off to them and the city for helping us to close those streets so that that video board can be viewed in the outdoor event space that we'll have.
I mean, you're planning to have concerts and just any number of, I mean, I'm not the singer. I will probably just come out and partake. But, I mean, if we did want to do karaoke, I don't know. I mean, we could do a trio. I'm not sure. I'm just saying there are a lot of options.
You're an ideas guy.
There are a lot of options that AT&T is putting out there for entertainment.
And we are exploring options.
Yes, right.
Sean's band.
I don't know. I haven't quite hit that part of my midlife crisis yet, but you never know.
Let's talk. Let's talk offline.
Angela Ross, AT&T, talking with us. And, you know, another interesting feature that you mentioned as you're talking about the streets that dissect the campus is that you'll really be able to create a front door now. There's really sometimes like, where do you go in? Where's the best place to enter? But based on this will be very distinct.
Yes. So if I could take a moment to talk about that. Shawn's describing Commerce Street. We are trying to really slow down traffic on Commerce Street again to create this pedestrian-friendly environment. So one of the components of the streets closures amendment was to take a lane out of Commerce Street. It's the southernmost lane, and it's a bus lane right now. But what we intend to do is, well, actually, you guys probably experienced it coming over here. All the construction. We're taking a lane out. Yes. Glad you made it here safely. We are widening that sidewalk and also creating a front door drop-off with a canopy so that our 200 or so guests that come in every day have a safe place to get dropped off. It's a cut-in. And we now will have a front door that has been missing for some time now. And the other thing I'll say is that construction that's going on right now is between Field Street and Browder Street. And if you, again, imagine the restaurant that's going to be there, it'll have some outdoor dining, so that widened, expanded sidewalk will accommodate that.
Yeah, this is not simply a pocket park that we're doing just as a throwaway. I mean, this is a significant re-envisioning of the space down here, and it's inspired other regional chamber type groups, executives to take a look at what y'all are doing and maybe take that back to their cities. I know y'all spoke with some of these folks recently. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. That was back in the fourth quarter. We worked with the Dallas Regional Chamber and met at Downtown Dallas Inc. and talked with people who are in government relations with their chamber, their respective chambers, to talk about this project. But the whole goal is, if they encounter projects that are similar, where they're working with multiple partners downtown in their communities, we just shared the roadmap that we used in order to be successful with the city of Dallas and our partners. So, magic.
That's great.
And we learned a lot from them as well.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Well, Angela, I want to take a personal moment to talk about a friend of ours who is doing some great things here at AT&T, and that's Corey Anthony, who is Vice President for HR, also in charge of diversity for AT&T. And again, someone you worked with. I went to school, to A&M with Corey, and I turn on, award shows, and there's Corey presenting at the A&M game. He's receiving the football on behalf of AT&T. So, I mean, I just for a second love to hear your thoughts on kind of the work Corey's doing, as well as AT&T, and as it relates to diversity in HR.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you brought Corey up. He is a wonderful advocate for our company. He's actually the Chief Diversity Officer and represents us so well in so many avenues. Corey and I have worked together for years in many different parts of this business and operations, but diversity has been a pillar in everything that we've done, and he just integrates it so well. In fact, with this AT&T Discovery District project, 21.5% of our supplier spend will be with diverse suppliers, so women, veterans, African American, Hispanic, Asian, Indian businesses. And so Our whole team is all in to make sure that we are spreading the wealth with the work that we're doing, from the construction phase to the entrepreneurs who potentially will be having a presence in our food halls, etc.
Very cool. Well, Angela, if our